We have already understood what are the different characteristics of the control valve and what are the different types like linear, equal, percentage and quick opening, and where they should be used, the application. But while I was discussing the application, I told that it will be much clearer to you when we will discuss about the inherent and installed characteristics of the card of control valve. So what is the inherent characteristics and what is the installed characteristics on the control valve, and how they are different and why they are different, all these things will be clear as you go through this video. So first, until now, whatever we have discussed about the characteristics of the control valve are the inherent characteristics of the control valve. It is always the inherent characteristics. Now, when we are talking about the inherent characteristics of the control valve, we are assuming certain things. What is this? Number one assumption is that the pressure drop across the control valve, if we have a control valve, so this is, say this is our control valve and flow is growing through this direction. So number one assumption is that delta P, that is the pressure drop across the control valve, is constant. Okay, so this is what it is written here, constant pressure drop across the valve. And also the process fluid is not flushing, not cavitating or approaching the sonic velocity in case of the gas flow, and the actuator is also linear. The valve stem trouble is proportional to the controller output. So this is the assumptions when we are talking about this linear characteristics curve, which you will find in every instrumentation and process control book. This linear curve, this equal percentage curve, these are the ideal scenario or lab scenario, the scenario at which these valves are subjected to test by the manufacturer. So when the manufacturer tests it, they assume certain condition or they theoretically calculate this curve in some cases. But the main thing is we have the certain assumption, and the one of the most important assumption is delta P is equal to constant. Second is the fluid is not flushing, cavitating or approaching sonic velocity. And third is you are actually giving command, not if you are opening through hand wheel, that is different, but if you are actually giving command to some actuator, then the actuator has to be linear, because the actuator performance can also be non-linear. So these three things you should keep in mind. And whenever you find any valve data sheet from maybe from consultant or maybe your designer or the valve manufacturer, you will always find the inherent characteristics. Whatever written in the your data sheet, it will be always the inherent characteristics of the valve. But when actually you install that control valve in the process line, the situation changes, because then delta P cannot be constant no longer, because the situation changes, the upstream condition, process condition changes, and also there may be situation where uh, there is a chances of flashing or cavitation, and also the actuator may be non-linear. So you need to take into account all these things. Now if you see the last curve there, when we saw them, they were actually very theoretical one, and everything was very straight and like that. But here are some more valve flow characteristics which are provided by the OEMs. So you can see that this is the characteristics curve of, if I take a different color, maybe green. Okay, so this is the characteristics curve of the linear valve, Then this is the high performance butterfly valve. It looks like equal percentage, and this is the equal percentage globe. Now see that equal percentage globe is slightly different or further different from the high performance this butterfly valve. Also there are V-notch segment ball valve and full ball valve. Globe valves are available either in linear or in equal percentage characteristics. The most globe control valve design can be changed from linear to equal percentage by changing the tree molding. The ball valve, the full ball and segmented ball exhibit a nearly perfect equal percentage inherent characteristics. High performance butterfly valves exhibit a inherent characteristics that is approximately midway between the equal percentage and linear. So when you ask for the inherent flow characteristics from the valve manufacturer, you get the curve like this. Okay, and you have a more idea now what is the difference between the characteristics curve of a linear globe valve and a butterfly valve. Now the installed characteristics. As I told you that when we are discussing the inherent characteristics, that are there are certain assumption which is unable, which we most of the cases we will not be able to meet when the valve is installed in the process line, because the delta P across the control valve cannot be held constant because of the changing flow through the valve. Also, there are some other reason of pressure drop variation, because maybe there will be a pump, and in the pump discharge we have the control valve, right? And and then the line goes to some other process vessel or like that. Now you can see that uh, if the flow is reduced, maybe flow is reduced because there is some isolation valve and there are some other consumers, but they are not taking the liquid. So in that case the flow gets reduced. So as the flow gets reduced, the pressure increase, the pump head increases. Okay, so this is one of the reason why the delta P varies across the valve. Also there are the lines, and in this line there will be pressure drop in this line due to the friction and other reason, due to the friction, elevation, the change in the elevation and all those things. And as the flow gets reduced, these frictional losses get reduced. So ultimately what happens that the pressure across the control valve uh, does not remain constant, it varies. So there may be certain situations where you can find that the delta P across the control valve is constant, and there is some situation where you will find that it is varying drastically. So depending on the situation, you need to choose the valve characteristics. You need to choose the inherent characteristics of the valve. So as you can see that if we take the last example, that there is a pump, after pump there is a pump, and after pump there is a control valve, and after that it is going to somewhere. And in that case, if the flow get as you can see that with the decrease in the flow, the delta P across the valve increases. The delta P across, as the flow decreases, the delta P across the valve increases, because in that case the decrease in the pipeline is reduced. And now if we are using any linear valve and equal percentage valve, and this is the valve inherent characteristics, then the installed characteristics of the valve become something like this. So you can see this is the inherent characteristics of the valve, equal percentage inherent characteristics. And when uh, the valve gets installed in such a situation, it becomes like this. In the case of the linear valve, the situation becomes like it gets dropped. Some cases, this is the inherent characteristics, and this becomes the installed characteristics. So I think now you have understood that what is the difference between the installed and inherent characteristics, and why the installed characteristics changes from the inherent characteristics. As a general rule, the systems with significant amount of pipe and fittings are best suited for the equal percentage equal inherent characteristics valve. Systems with very little pipe and where the pressure drop across the control valve remains nearly constant. As a result, the inherent characteristics of the valve is uh, also almost same like the installed characteristics, better suited for the linear character. What I mean to say that if you have a inherent characteristic, say you have a linear characteristics, and you are installing the valve in the situation where the delta P is getting varied. So in that case, if you install a linear valve, what will happen? The installed characteristics become something like this. So which is no longer a linear. But we always want the valve response to be linear for the better controllability. So if we have a situation where the delta P is varying drastically, we should not use the equal percentage valve. Sorry, we should not use the linear valve. Rather, if in this situation, if we have a equal percentage characteristics valve, which looks like this in the inherent characteristics, but when you are installing it, it goes closer to the linear curve. So this is the this is the installed characteristics, and this is the inherent characteristics. So if you have a situation where the delta P is varying very much, then we should use the equal percentage valve, because ultimately the installed characteristics will become a linear and will have a better controllability. But if we have a delta P that is not varying much, then we can go with the linear characteristics control valve. Hope this is clear to you.